Hey YouTube, so I decided to make a video on this cube I got. Now, a lot of you might be thinking, why am I doing a scrambled cube? But it's not actually scrambled, this is solved. This is the Sudoku cube. So basically the point of it is, like Sudoku, you want to have one of each numeral from 1 to 9 in a 3x3 panel. There are kind of differences between this and the actual game. In the actual game, you must have 1 through 9 all the way across, but this is impossible. Like, think about it this way. If 1, 2, and 3 were here, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 need to be somewhere between these three numbers. And if that's true, then across from here there would have to be 1, 2, 3. Which would mean that across from here you would have something like 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So that's impossible. Well, maybe there's some possible combination where it can happen. I really hope there is, because that would be an interesting puzzle. So as you can see, on each side there are different numerals from one of each numeral from 1 to 9, and they're all faced upright. What I kind of don't like is the 6s don't have the line under it like the 9s do. I really wish they made more of an effort to differentiate them, because you do end up making mistakes when you try to solve it. This is a really interesting puzzle, especially because it really is a very different challenge from a lot of other cubes. With other cubes, you know the exact place where pieces have to go. And even with something like the ghost cube, you have a general idea based off the shape. So if two pieces fit together, then you know those two pieces go together. This is not the case for this. There are lots of possible combinations where you would think that the pieces would go together, but they don't. For instance, this piece 6 and 8, if you were to move it to where this piece 3 and 7 are, it would not work. Because, as you can see, it would be an 8 here, and a 6 here, and the 6 would interfere with this 6. And also, with how this puzzle is, the 8 that would be here would interfere with this 8. Not only that, the pieces actually do have orientation. As you can see, you can have upside down numbers. Now, one thing I should mention is, this is technically a picture cube, which means it's a supercube, which means the centers do have orientation too. So that is an added difficulty between this and the standard 3x3, but the numbers on top of it and how they're arranged make it that much harder. I do have another cube very similar to this, that the entire point is just get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 across each of the sides in that exact order. So it's a similar concept of having one of each numeral. However, all of the centers are 5s. The edges have to be 2, 4, 6, and 8. And as you can guess, 1, 3, 7, and 9 have to be the corners. Now, I will say this, the turning on this is not good whatsoever. This is a cheap dollar store cube. Well, it cost me $6, but still. It is not very good. I'll try it. Yeah, I'll pop a piece out. As you can see, it is a pretty standard. It's actually a little bit different from a pretty standard mechanism, but the corners look pretty normal, but they're not even capped. As for this, it's actually a really interesting edge piece. Try to get my camera focused. It doesn't have any torpedoes whatsoever. And let's hope I actually put this piece in correct. Let me check. Yeah, okay, everything's good. Now, I would definitely recommend making this mod yourself if you can get stickers to put the numbers on it. If anything, if you have a blank cube, just take a Sharpie and draw the numbers on it. But, you know, for $6 and it's a quick solve, you really don't need a speed solve this. In fact, with the planning that you do, it's very difficult to actually do it. Besides, it does look really cool in your collection. It's a great challenge, and this is one of the few cubes like this that I would actually recommend. It's different from picture cubes, but you still have a lot where the only real difference is solving the centers, but you still have the same problems with the centers, and so much more on top of it that make it vastly different from other cubes. There is one problem with this cube, which I am not going to get into in case you end up buying the exact same type, but it did end up making the solve a lot easier than expected. Let me know if you're actually interested in knowing how I figured out how to solve this puzzle. I'll probably just make a couple comments on it. If I find that a lot of people are interested in seeing how I solved it, I will explain the step-by-step guide of how I do it. So thank you guys all so much, and I hope to be making more videos soon. See ya!